The death of Osama bin Laden, the mastermind behind the September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks, was announced to the world on May 2, 2011, by then U.S. President Barack Obama. According to the official narrative, U.S. Navy SEALs conducted a covert operation in Abbottabad, Pakistan, killing bin Laden in a firefight and recovering his body. However, the circumstances surrounding his death have fueled numerous conspiracy theories, with skeptics questioning the official account and suggesting that the truth may be far more complex, or even fabricated. This is the story of the Osama bin Laden conspiracy. The official narrative. On the night of May 1, 2011, a team of U.S. Navy SEALs from the Elite SEAL Team 6 conducted a raid on a compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. The operation, codenamed Operation Neptune Spear, was the culmination of a decade-long manhunt for bin Laden, who had evaded capture since the 9/11 attacks. The SEALs breached the compound, engaged in a firefight, and killed bin Laden. His body was reportedly taken to Afghanistan for identification and later buried at sea to prevent his grave from becoming a rallying point for extremists. The U.S. government released limited details about the operation, including a photograph of the Situation Room where President Obama and his advisors monitored the raid in real time. Bin Laden's death was celebrated as a major victory in the war on terror, but the lack of transparency surrounding the operation quickly led to skepticism and conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theories. The Osama bin Laden conspiracy theories fall into several categories, each questioning different aspects of the official narrative. Here are the most prominent. Bin Laden was already dead. Some theorists believe that bin Laden had died years before the 2011 raid, possibly from kidney failure or other health issues. They argue that the U.S. government staged the Abbottabad raid to create a dramatic narrative and boost public morale. Proponents of this theory point to the lack of verifiable evidence, such as clear photographs or DNA test results, to confirm bin Laden's identity. The raid was staged. Another theory suggests that the entire raid was staged, either as a propaganda tool or to justify continued military operations in the region. Critics argue that the compound in Abbottabad was not heavily guarded, unlike what one would expect for the world's most wanted man. They also question why bin Laden's body was hastily buried at sea, preventing independent verification of his death. Bin Laden was captured alive. Some believe that bin Laden was captured alive during the raid and later interrogated or executed in secret. This theory is fueled by reports of conflicting accounts from U.S. officials, some of whom initially claimed that bin Laden was unarmed during the raid. The idea that he was taken alive raises questions about what information he may have provided and why his capture was not publicly disclosed. The CIA knew bin Laden's location for years. A more controversial theory posits that the CIA had known bin Laden's location for years but allowed him to remain free to justify the war on terror and military spending. According to this theory, the 2011 raid was timed to coincide with political objectives, such as boosting President Obama's re-election prospects. The Pakistani government was complicit. The Abbottabad compound was located less than a mile from Pakistan's premier military academy, leading many to question how bin Laden could have lived there undetected. Some theorists believe that elements within the Pakistani government or intelligence agency, the ISI, were harboring bin Laden and may have tipped off the U.S. at a strategic moment. The photographs were faked. The U.S. government initially claimed that photographs of bin Laden's body existed but later decided not to release them, citing concerns about inciting violence. Skeptics argue that the photographs were never taken or were faked, as their release would have provided definitive proof of bin Laden's death. The burial at sea was suspicious. The decision to bury bin Laden's body at sea within 24 hours of his death raised eyebrows. Critics argue that this was an unusual and rushed decision, especially for someone of bin Laden's significance. Some believe the burial was intended to destroy evidence or prevent independent verification of his identity. The lack of transparency. One of the key factors fueling the conspiracy theories is the lack of transparency surrounding the operation. The U.S. government provided limited evidence to support its claims, and many details of the raid remain classified. The decision not to release photographs of bin Laden's body, coupled with conflicting accounts from officials, has led to widespread skepticism. For example, initial reports claimed that bin Laden was armed and engaged in a firefight with the SEALs, but later accounts suggested he was unarmed. Similarly, the exact circumstances of his death, whether he was killed in a firefight or executed after surrendering, remain unclear. The implications. If any of the conspiracy theories are true, the implications would be profound. A staged raid or fabricated narrative would undermine public trust in the government and raise questions about the legitimacy of the war on terror. It would also suggest that bin Laden's death was used as a political tool rather than a genuine effort to bring a terrorist to justice. On the other hand, if the official narrative is accurate, the conspiracy theories highlight the challenges of maintaining public trust in an era of misinformation and government secrecy. The bin Laden case serves as a reminder of the importance of transparency and accountability in government actions. The legacy of the conspiracy. The Osama bin Laden conspiracy theories continue to captivate the public imagination, reflecting broader concerns about government transparency, media manipulation, and the ethics of warfare. While the official narrative remains the most widely accepted account, the unanswered questions and inconsistencies ensure that the debate over bin Laden's death will persist for years to come. Please remember to like, share and subscribe for more. Stay informed.